Okay, so welcome to the part 3, and this time around we are focusing on JavaScript so that we can be able to make these guys active. At this point it's not active. So when we come to this, our desktop design is working perfectly. So we want to implement the JavaScript functionality for the mobile design. Now to do that, the first thing we need to do is to select the necessary elements, or the necessary elements. So we want to select our nav menu. That is this one. This is what we want to display. So in CSS over here we said, okay, I think this is, where do we have that? We say navbar UL active. So we want to select that, and want to select our nav menu, which is this guy here. So we come to our JavaScript and we say const hamburger equal to document dot query selector. Then how do we want to select this? Want to see, so that's a class, right? Yeah, so let me just copy this and say, so when you're using query selector, you can either put class or IDs or the name of the element here. So what you need to do is just to specify it the way you would select it in CSS. So because it's a class in CSS, I will prefix it with dot. So that's why I'm doing this here. The next thing I want to select is, I'm selecting the wrong thing here for this. So that should be the hamburger. So let's look for the hamburger. That should be this. And paste it right here. The next thing I want to select is that navbar. So const nav menu equal to document.query selector, and then we're going to put it right here and say nav menu. So remember, it's a dot because it's a class. So mind you, not because we are using same name here, that doesn't mean we have to use the same name here. We can equally change this to menu. I can say menu here. All I just have to do is, when I'm adding my event listener, because that's where I'm going to add my event listener. So I'm going to use that name menu, which is the variable I created. Menu.add event listener. I'm going to listen to the click event. Then I will add a function. Then inside of the function, we're going to have, so not really the menu. Is it the menu? No, not the menu. This is the hamburger. That's what you are going to click. That's what the user will click, right? So the inside here will now see menu dot add. So at this point I'm going to use class, add class dot toggle. I hope this is correct. Let me cross check. Okay, dot class list. So that's actually class list, not add class. Dot class list. So I'm not adding, rather I'm toggling a class. Dot toggle. So what am I toggling is, I'm saying turn on active. So there is one other one I need to do. I need to also do for my hamburger as well. So remember that when the hamburger is active, it's going to change the way those bars will be displayed. So when it's active, the bars should show X. They should represent X. So dot active as well. Then let's close this. Let's save and hope this works. Beautiful. So we can see we've been able to deliver our navbar successfully. Now, one other thing we want to do is when we click on these guys, it should close the navbar, right? It should close this just like what this would do. When we click on this, the navbar, these guys should go inside as well because we are trying to load a page, for example. So we're also going to do something. So I'm going to add so that we know that this is working about.html. Then inside of here, we're just going to put a simple something here. You can add more stuff to it, but I'm just going to show us what we want to do. So I can say about us, then I can say this page is about us. So I'm quickly going to link that to the about. So coming to the about, where is about? This is about. So I'm going to say go to about.html when that link is clicked. So at this point, if I should come to about us and click that, it doesn't. So this is what we have here. Though it closes the page, but let's say for example we want everything to slide and it should load and all that. Let's quickly do that. So let's quickly do that. So we have this working perfectly. So to do that, we come, remember we are using links, nav link for these items, for these a tags. So when we click on the a tag, something should happen. So let me do this for this. Then I will say, so I will say document dot query selector all. This time around I'm going to use all. The reason I'm using all is because I have more than one nav link and I want to talk to all of them. I don't want to talk to one, I want to talk to all of them. So I'm going to use all for that. Then I'm going to attach the name of that nav link. So what's the name? It is this, the name of the class actually. So that class is called navlink. So we're going to copy that, Control C for the copy, and then dot. Going to paste that. Going to paste that as well. So we're saying we're going to utilize something in JavaScript called the for each. So JavaScript is kind of broad, and yeah, we're going to use an anonymous function to so n dot add event listener. So when we click on that, and the event we want to have there is going to be a click event, and when they click on that, we should fire something. So when a user clicks on that, we should fire something, and what we want to fire is we want to remove the nav, the class list active, want to remove active. So we are adding active over here, and underneath here we want to remove active. We don't want active to be there. So we're just going to say same thing we did here. So let me just copy this because we want to remove the active for both of them. So I'll paste that here, and so dot remove dot sorry, instead of toggle, I'm going to use a function called remove active, and also remove for this. So let's save and see. So when we open it and when we click on any one of it, it's going to take it back. So that is going to be the end for this class, and we're going to do more of JavaScript as we proceed. So with this knowledge, you can implement this on the other project that we're working on, which